Within the world of Demon Slayers, strength is a key factor in surviving and protecting others from demons. Each Demon Slayer all have their level of strength, and the Hashira would rank amongst all of them, crowning them as the peak of strength. Today though, we're going to talk about the strongest amongst the strongest, who is none other than Yoriichi Tsujikuni, the strongest Demon Slayer to ever live. There's a lot of characters that represent the archetype of the strongest that have been covered on YouTube, such as Gojo, All Might, or Meruem, which are all good characters, but I rarely see anyone mention Yoriichi, so today I'll be talking about him. And also, if you've been paying attention to the channel, this is our first video that isn't particularly power scaling related and more of just a character breakdown. So you won't be seeing any calcs or data book statements or things such as that. If you want more character breakdowns such as this, let me know in the comments. If you want to support the channel, like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subs within the end of the year, so if you're willing to help, subscribe. It's free, you can unsub at any time. With that out of the way, let's delve into the best representation of the strongest. Most characters that represent the strongest usually start from two routes. Either they were born as the strongest or they work until they earn that title. Yoriichi falls under the first option. The story of Yoriichi starts during the Sengoku era, being born with his twin brother Michikatsu under a lord. Being born with a twin during this era was seen as bad fortune due to inheritance issues, though their father decided they should kill Yoriichi, due to the mark on his forehead. His mother would refuse this however, and decided he should live but would be sent off to a temple at the age of 10 to become a priest. As Yoriichi and Michikatsu grew up, they lived completely different lives. From what they wore, what they were taught, and even what they ate was different. Despite this, Yoriichi would watch his brother train his sword skills with his father's vassal, because Michikatsu's dream was to become the strongest samurai within the nation. Yoriichi was inspired by this, and decided to chase the same dream as his brother, so he asked the vassal if he could be trained as well. The vassal accepted for the fun of it, and taught him basic skills like how to make a stance and how to swing a sword, and would encourage Yoriichi to strike him. And within an instant, Yoriichi would strike 4 consecutive blows on the vassal's neck, chest, leg, and stomach, which flung him into the air and left him unconscious. And mind you, Yoriichi did this at only 7 years old. This would only be the beginning of Yoriichi's power. What Yoriichi did shocked the family so much that Yoriichi and Michikatsu's lives were completely swapped from each other. Yoriichi was now the heir, and Michikatsu was the one going to be sent off. This would then start Michikatsu's envy for Yoriichi. Michikatsu asked Yoriichi how he was able to land those attacks on the vassal. Yoriichi would then tell him that his opponent's lungs heave before they attack, and tells him he should look at the disposition of their bones, contraction of their muscles, and the flow of their blood. This confirms that not only was he born with a Demon Slayer mark, but was born to see the transparent world as well. Both of these are amps which not even all the top level Demon Slayers or Hashira can accomplish until later in their lives, if ever. And Yoriichi already has these at such a young age. But what will make Yoriichi special will be his duality with his brother Michikatsu, and his future encounter with Muzan. Later on to his life, he would marry and start a family. Yoriichi's only goal now was to live a peaceful life with his family, but that wouldn't last very long as his wife and unborn child would be slaughtered by a demon. His dream was already crushed. He realized that he can't live a peaceful and quiet life if demons exist in this world, so he decided to become a Demon Slayer. This will soon lead him down to the path where he would meet Muzan Kibutsuji, and would make Yoriichi realize that his only purpose in his life was to defeat Muzan. So within the first strike, Yoriichi would then cut Muzan's neck, arms, and torso instantly. But before killing him, Yoriichi would then bring his monologue, asking Muzan what the value of a human life means to him. Instead of responding, Muzan, full of rage, would burst into multiple pieces of flesh. Yoriichi would respond with trying to cut as many pieces as he can, and from the 1,800 pieces Muzan made, Yoriichi was only able to cut 1,500, and because of this, Yoriichi failed. Muzan still managed to escape. And to add insult to injury, Yoriichi was then brought the news that his brother Michikatsu was turned into a demon. So because he failed to kill Muzan, and his brother was turned into a demon, he was banished from demon slaying. So to cope with this, he decided to visit his friend Sumiyoshi, who is Tanjiro's ancestor. Yoriichi would then vent to Sumiyoshi, explaining his special strength that he was born with was meant to kill Muzan, but he failed, nonetheless. And because of his failure, many more will die, and this pains him more than anything. Not only did he fail the only thing he believed he was born for, but more innocent people will suffer due to his mistake. Yoriichi as a character isn't represented with his achievements, but his failures. Failures people have to suffer from centuries to come, but this doesn't make him bad whatsoever. He isn't some deity, he's still human in the end, who has dreams and can make mistakes. But having such power as he did, made his mistakes greater than anyone else, since no one else is strong enough to fix it. It nearly took all the Hashira's lives to finally stop Muzan and his subordinates, but his defeat was thanks to Yoriichi, that the Hashira were able to unlock their marks to fight on a more even playing field with the upper moons. And it was also thanks to Yoriichi that Tanjiro was able to learn the 13 forms of sun breathing. Despite the many failures Yoriichi made, it all paid off in the end. All the things Yoriichi set out to do, he couldn't accomplish despite how powerful he is, but the things he did unintentionally, like just teaching demon slayers how to use breathing techniques, and showing Sumiyoshi Sumiyoshi his breathing forms because of a request from Sumiyoshi's wife. Those actions that he did changed things for the better for centuries to come. Even though the Demon Slayer core couldn't match the power of sun breathing, they created their own derivatives such as wind, water, fire, and stone breathing. All of these breathing techniques drastically improving the power of the Demon Slayer core, killing more demons and saving more lives in the process. What Yoriichi did showing off his breathing style to Sumiyoshi, Sumiyoshi swore he will engrave this sun breathing into his memory and will pass it on to future generations, which will ultimately become the cause of Muzan's defeat. From Tanjiro learning the 13 forms of sun breathing. This is how you balance a strong character out. From letting Yoriichi fail these big goals but changing the way of demon slaying forever from just the small actions he once did. Despite all he believed he couldn't accomplish, he accomplished way more than he did. Lives were definitely lost due to Yoriichi's failure, and people most likely suffered, but countless lives were definitely saved as well thanks to Yoriichi and the Hasha from future generations. And now that Muzan is defeated, no one will have to suffer from demons again, all thanks to Yoriichi. If you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments what you think of the character breakdown, and comment if you want more of these. This is our first time trying something a bit different from what we usually make, being the power scaling side of things, and I'm looking forward to make more of these. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. We're halfway to our 1000 subscriber mark, and our goal is to reach this at the end of the year. And you already made it to the end of the video, so it seems you enjoyed it, so why not subscribe? It'll help bring more unique content to you guys. And with that being said, thank you for watching.